Welcome to another episode of F It, I've Got a Brain Injury. My name's Ken, and I'm here with Jesse.
The idea of this podcast was to have a podcast for people with brain injuries, for people with family members who have brain injuries, for people who want to learn more about brain injuries. And I wanted to let it be known that me and Ken, the hosts, have brain injuries. So I apologize for my voice, and I also apologize for Ken's face. Thank God you can't see it. He has a face for radio.
I have a face that would make a freight train take a dirt road.
So sit back, relax, grab some popcorn, and enjoy.
Welcome to another episode of Fuck It, I Have a Brain Injury. And today we have Shelly with us. We'll be talking about home health aides, the good points and the bad points of having them.
Now, before we begin, Shelly told me that she tends to go off on tangents a lot. Is that correct?
Yes, indeed. I am tangential, so I have a clipboard here with me. So when you ask me a question, I can write it down and stay on topic.
I have something else for you that'll help you. We brought a dog collar in. We're going to put it on your neck, and every time that you get off topic, I'll zap you.
Okay.
Does that sound good?
I've had 4 heart attacks, so that would kill me.
That would not work.
That would kind of ruin your spot.
All right, let's just do
It
it
was
all.
fun while it lasted.
I'll
wasn't it,
just give
Jesse?
you a little tap. How about that?
That works too.
Okay.
He's going to feed you Reese's peanut butter cups.
For those listening, I'm definitely allergic to peanuts.
Yeah.
All right, well, what do you want to talk about with your aides, the good points and the bad points?
Well, they run the gambit from being excellent to being a total nightmare. So maybe I should give you a description of like what excellent looks like and some examples of total nightmare.
Let's do it excellent first.
Yeah.
Okay, so an excellent aide comes in the house, engages in conversation, cares about brain injury, is willing to study about brain injury, and then assists me with my activities of daily living based on knowing that there's a good chance I'm going to forget. And they don't complain and they don't whine and they're not on their cell phone all day. And what do you call it? They're just good, caring people who happen to work in that position. So that's what I consider the excellent ones, and I've had quite a few. But I've also had disastrous ones. So.
But how do you tell them about your brain injury? And that's
I
what
I tell them I have traumatic brain injury. I have a series of videos on traumatic brain injury from YouTube and different sources that I have them on a playlist on my YouTube channel. I don't have like a YouTube channel, but you keep a playlist on your account. And I play them for them, and I ask them if they have any questions. And the people who will sit and actually listen and actually engage in that conversation tend to turn out excellent. The people who look at it and they're either texting or they're just not paying attention, they don't tend to work out as well.
Now, do you have a list of things that need to be done in the house?
Yes, everybody with home health aide, whether it's a personal assistant or a home health aide, they have a list of the aide's tasks and duties, and it's all scheduled out and it's on the refrigerator. And so that list is what they're supposed to go by. However, those duties are not listed in their computer form that they fill out. So they believe they don't. Some people believe they don't have to do the stuff on the list.
So
And
it's
that's,
up to
that's
you.
where problems come in.
It's up for you to tell them,
Right.
other than whoever you work for to tell you.
Right. So like my 3 biggest things that are a problem is when someone comes in, my home and leaves it in worse condition than when they came in. That's my biggest issue with any aide. I don't care how nice they are.
Is that something you should help for yourself too?
I don't trash my house,
Right.
you know. But I mean, sometimes I understand it because a lot of these young kids are eating like ramen noodles,
Right.
then pop in the microwave, and then they forget it because their cab comes, and then they just leave a mess and go.
Right. Now I get it. Yep.
Yeah. So, but some other people bring in their own stuff, including Reese's peanut butter cups, by the way. And then I have to tell them, you have to take that outside. It can't be in my house. And
What about that, Shelly? Or what happens when someone comes in with a peanut butter product, and you tell them? What do you tell them?
I told them that if I'm around peanuts, I'll go into anaphylaxis. So I've only had one person complain about having to put her food outside, and she didn't stay.
What aid system do you use? What organization?
The Visiting Nurse Association, I forget the last two, Home Care Division. So
And
the VNA and a bunch of other letters, but it's out of the VNA, yeah.
And how long have you been with this organization for?
Just recently.
Are you liking them?
I'm sorry, no, my aide is out of Marquee. I don't know where they're located.
I've never even heard of that one.
They're new to the area. They're a chain of places, and they're new to the area.
Now, do they help you with medication or just cleaning of the house, or?
They check to make sure that I take my medication. I haven't, as you know, but no one listening knows, I have a way that I live an evidentiary life in my world. So all my pills are laid out in certain fashions so that I can just look at them and see, did I take my meds today or not? So, but they'll ask me, did you take your meds today? And I go and verify whether or not I took them by looking at the system that I have that verifies whether or not I took them. And if I haven't taken them, I take them then. If I had already taken them, I tell them, no, I already took my meds.
Now, do they help you with shopping and things like that, or is it just for the house?
To a degree. I mean, they go to the store with you. If you're going in a cab, I personally have a home health aide, which is a higher tier of experience. So she has a car, and so she can go pick things up.
Nice.
Yeah. So
But you're not allowed to go in the car with her, right?
I'm not allowed to go in the car with her. No. And she's not allowed to go to Pennsylvania and get me something. You know what I'm saying? She's not allowed to be away from me for a long period of time.
What are the different tiers of home health aides?
There's a personal assistant that you can get for. It's a family member or a friend who comes in, takes you through. Melissa will know the initials. CDP. I was going to say CDPHP, but it's CD.
It's CDPAP, I think.
Yeah, Consumer Directed Aid, Consumer Directed Assistance Program.
Now, do they make more money on a scale for being that, or is it more about the same?
Well, straight across the board, they all make crap money,
Right.
which is creating aid shortages.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, the best I've heard anybody was making was $13.25 an hour. But they can go right down the street to Walmart and make $20 an hour. So,
And how long do you have them for? Overnight, or?
whatever the doctor prescribes. I've never needed one overnight, but I have 30 hours a week right now.
And that's on the weekends too?
No, I keep my weekends to myself.
I don't blame you.
Yeah.
Now, what are some of the bad aids that you've had? Things that have gone wrong for you that you've learned from?
Okay. Now, these are not normal circumstances. These are just outrageous aids that have been sent to my house.
Well, the thing is, now they're going to talk about outrageous aids that came to your house. When we had Molly on, we went around the room and spoke about each of our most disastrous aid situations. Now, me and Kennery did ours, but we were wondering if you have a personal one, like the worst aid experience you could have had.
Tough to choose between two, so I'll go with the one where we almost got arrested.
That sounds like a good one.
I had an aide, and she's paranoid, possibly schizophrenic. I don't know what her issue was, but she had mental health issues. And they know that I'm pretty good with people. The agency knew I was pretty good with people, so they sent her to me. Well, she carries around a bag of like all your important papers that should be in a safe, like the deed to her house and everything. And we were in Price Chopper, and all of a sudden I hear her screaming. I'm just down the aisle, and I hear her
Hear your aide screaming?
Yeah, my aide is screaming her head off. And she says that Price Chopper stole her cell phone. So I go over to try and calm her down, and then she turns around to go to customer service, and she's swearing at everyone in sight. She's going to sue everyone in sight. And I said, by the way, your cell phone's in your back pocket. And so she took it out of her pocket, and then she was like, but they took my papers. I said, well, we were at the pizza place. Let me run up there and see if they have the papers up there. And sure enough, she was like this grocery bag of papers. The girl behind the pizza counter gave her her papers. Well, then the next day she comes in without her papers.
Sounds like she's the one with the TBI.
So then she accused me of stealing her papers because she said she put them right there, and now they aren't there, and I'm the only other person in the house, so I must have stolen them. At this point, I've put my phone on video with a napkin over it so you could hear the video, hear the audio, not the visual. Because if I put a camera in a paranoid person's face, that it might go bad. But anyway, so I recorded the whole thing. I played it back for the aid agency when she left that day. By the way, she left to go find her papers. Came back 3 hours later. But anyway, I in the meanwhile, while she was gone, I reported this recording. I played the recording for the agency and asked them not to let her return here. And this was all on a Friday. And Monday morning, she walks in and says, "How you doing? How was your weekend?" I don't think you're supposed to be here. And she said, "Why not?" Because she just flips on a dime, you know.
Do they need any kind of certification? I don't know if they do or not. I was wondering if anybody in
Yeah,
here
or
knew that.
training or something.
Price Shopper, by the way, had already called the police on us.
Wow.
They called the police on your aide.
Yeah, but since I was with her, what does that make me? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
An accomplice.
Yeah. So I got to the checkout and said, "Can you just check me out real quick? Because if I leave, she'll leave."
I can answer the question about the certification. They need, so on this TBI waiver program for New York State, they need to be 18 years old and have a high school diploma.
Did they need any kind of like, what's it called?
Training or
8 hours of
Training?
Yeah,
Yes.
there's a required training that's put forth by the waiver program. It's very basic, and I'm sure since COVID, it's even more
Yeah.
basic, probably on a computer, and people click through like they do on trainings. But Shelly, I know for sure you used a special type of an extra level of training that was specific to you for your individual aides. Do you want to talk about that? Because that might be a good strategy for listeners.
Lead me in the direction you're trying to get me to go.
You made a video, a self-advocacy video.
Okay. So I made a self-advocacy video. We all did, most of us did, on what a good aide looks like and what a good aide doesn't look like. And so every time I showed a new aide this, and one of them turned out to be a very good aide, but every time you show the video to them, they say, "Oh, you did a good job on that." And I'm like, it's not about how well I did on the video. These are your instructions. But the aide that turned out good, I had to play that tape for her 4 times. But anyway, so we go through what needs to be done in the advocacy video, what needs to be done, what help looks like, what help doesn't look like with reminders, don't remind me 14 times because now I'll be fixated on, wait, did I take those medications? And I'll be running around the house all day trying to find these supposed medications that she's hepped up about and I'm not, because I already knew I took them. And then I have like everything set up in my home so there's evidence of something. So if my kitchen light is on, that means there's something going on in my kitchen. If my kitchen light is on alone and there's no timer, then that means there's dirty dishes or something I have to move from the refrigerator to the freezer or something like that. Groceries to be put away. Could be anything. But if I leave the light on and I set a timer, that means something is on the stove or in the oven. So when new people come in, they leave the kitchen light on and I'm like, I don't have a timer set. We're not cooking anything. So I have to go in the kitchen and look, see what needs to be done. And if it's clean, I'm like, why is the light on? You know what I mean? Because they come in with their systems and their ways of doing things, and they don't understand that I have to do things differently.
Well, they've got to learn to listen to you unless they have a better idea than you do.
Well, that's where you get bad aides,
right?
when they think they know more than you. That's how it occurs.
Now, when your apartment building, can you able to do your laundry, or how does that work? Does it have to go somewhere else for it?
The laundry is in the basement. I look perfectly healthy to most people, although we're not going to talk about whether I look good, but I have a broken neck. I've had 4 heart attacks and a stroke, and of course I've had a traumatic brain injury, and now I'm up to between 14 and 17 concussions, because I got a concussion last summer. My sister remembers 3 more than I do, because I must have been very concussed. But anyway, they look at me and say, you have arms. I asked this new aide that I have, I said, after a week, I said, so how do you think it's going? And she said, well, this is odd for me. And so I said, could you explain that? And she said, I've never had a patient who can walk and talk.
What?
So what is a learning experience? They've only worked with people that were ambulatory?
That were bedridden.
Right, okay.
Yeah. So she's talking about pivoting them to a commode, things like that I don't need that help.
How long has that aide been with you for?
4 months, I believe.
So you normally get the same one all the time. That's got to help a lot.
Yeah, it does. Revolving door aides does more harm than good.
Right, that's what I figured.
Yeah, because if you get a new person every day, you have to learn them. They have to learn you. They make assumptions. If you don't bother to sit down and talk at the beginning, there's assumptions made all over the place, and it ends badly.
Now, do you have anybody else other than aides, that family that are around you that you can bounce ideas off of, or?
No, but I have family I keep in touch with and keep track of what's going on with the aides with them. I have 2 kids who live in New York, but not near me, and I have a child in Arizona and a child in California. But if I need severe help, it's the one in California who will fly out and help me, because she has the most money because she's got a PhD. But anyway, but yeah, if I really need someone there for me, she's going to be the one there. I mean, her sisters might get there first because they're driving, but she's the one who ultimately is going to be the one to help me if I need help.
Is there anybody that you can use as some kind of a, what would be the best way, a coach for you, or are you your own coach? Because sometimes it's good to have somebody in your corner to help you.
I prefer having a coach.
Right.
And I have neighbors who help coach me. I have neighbors who keep track of my aides because they know of the nightmare aides that I've had.
It seems like you have a very, like a village, kind of, to help you.
Yeah, and it's kind of on purpose.
No, that's good, though.
Yeah.
How do they help you when you're dealing with your aid situation? You have a very bad one that's not really good for you. Do they ever give you any suggestions, or?
Yeah, well, the other thing is they drop in unexpectedly. And at this point, they don't trust any
That's
aide
a good
until
thing,
they prove
though, right?
themselves. Yes, it's a great
Yeah,
thing.
they drop it unexpectedly.
I honestly would like to start a business where we go into people's houses, check the care plan on the refrigerator, and see if those things have been done in that person's house.
That's a good idea. I don't know.
I think family members would
Who
pay
would?
for that kind of service to
Hmm.
make sure their loved one was being treated correctly. I think so.
Do you have a service coordinator that'll help you with that stuff? I know mine does.
I just lost a great service coordinator. I have a brand new one. I met her for about 5 minutes, so I really don't know what my service coordinator is going to be like now. But she seems like a nice person. She seems like she's on the ball, so here's hoping.
Does she come to your house?
Yeah.
That's what they're supposed to do now.
Yeah.
Good. A coach can be found anywhere. A
Right.
coach can come from anywhere. A friend, a neighbor,
Yeah.
someone to keep you
You just coached him to ask that question.
right. So in that category, you are a coach.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And so, yeah, anybody can be your coach if they're willing. Inanimate objects coach me by the systems I have in place to tell me where I should be, what I should be doing. So,
It's not just to clarify, it's not an official title.
Right.
Coach.
right.
But a service coordinator is an official title on this TBI Medicaid waiver program.
right.
It's the only required service someone has to have, and that person is responsible for coordinating all their services.
Correct.
And they're required to meet at least once a month,
Right.
face to face.
And then at the 6-month meeting, which mine's coming up soon, so
So a coach can also be a tool.
I was just gonna say that, but I didn't want to. At NPRS,
There's
we
a
always
joke in
called-
there somewhere, but I'm not going
at,
there.
At NPRS, we always called that we didn't call them coaches, we called them
There is a
tools.
joke in there, Callie. Just
And-
didn't want to.
And there were many jokes.
Yep.
Second worst aid story.
Second worst aid story. Okay, let's see.
22-year-old woman left her parents' house to live with her 58-year-old recently released from prison boyfriend. They were living on the streets, and she would sit in my living room and sex with him
What?
all day. And then one day,
Wait,
She
time out.
was-
In
time
your
out.
house?
You,
And
oh,
one
you
day-
you mean on the like
Phone-
text phone
phone
sexting?
sex.
Okay, all right.
no, this was
I
verbal.
gotcha.
I could hear it, which is very annoying. Anyway, the worst part was the day she went in the bathroom was having phone sex, but her phone wasn't in there. It was in the living room. And that's when I just totally grossed out. So,
Wait, I'm a little confused. So she was having. I'm sorry. This is, by the way, this is not the Howard Stern show, but let me just continue.
Howard Stern would have a ball with this one.
I understand. So she was in the bathroom,
Hey.
but her phone was in the living room.
Yes.
So she had to be pretty loud, I guess.
Or she had another phone, maybe? I don't know. All I know is that it freaked me out, and I didn't want it in my house. You know.
Okay. Yeah, I get that.
The one thing I didn't say last time, one of the first aids that I had, she wanted to bring her boyfriend with her. Literally. And that was one of the first ones that I kicked out. Literally.
Well, did he help? Did he help her clean at least?
Never got to that point.
By the way, in that story with the aide that was sexting with her ex-con boyfriend, he came to look at my neighbor's truck, and then my neighbor's truck was stolen.
So that was a coincidence.
Yeah,
Right.
coincidence, of course.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It is hard to get really good aides that actually know what they're doing, because if you do get one, that usually means they're working up the ladder, so you won't have them very long.
Right. And the aid agencies are I think, bad too. I mean, they can be great, but they can be bad too. I had this one young woman trained in brain injury. She knew all about everything. I taught her everything. Showed her all my posters from NPRS. Explained what my issues were. Showed her videos about other issues people might have. And what do you call it? the aide agency, she's on speakerphone because she wasn't on her phone all day. So when the phone rang, she hit speaker. She's on the speakerphone, and the agency says, you know, we have this brand new client who has brain injury, and she's only 32 years old, and the family is paying out of pocket. And since you're the one who knows so much about brain injury, we'd like you to take this case. Well, apparently we'd like you turned into you are taking this case. So I lost a good aide.
You can't blame him for that, though, the girl, if she's going to make a little more money or do something she wants to do. Because a lot of times you'll find that these aides are actually going to school on the side as well.
I'm concerned in some ways that maybe the aides don't get paid more for private pay cases, but I don't know the facts on
Right.
that.
Well, yeah, I mean, over the years, we definitely noticed a declining in the quality of aides.
Right.
And I think it's like directly related to
The
their
aide
pay
shortage,
and
yeah.
their shortage on they're getting paid less and less, and the quality of aid that you can get now is not great,
But if you go through,
which is unfortunate. But
every once in a while you get papers from the TBI waiver that shows how much your expenses are that the TBI waiver is paying for.
oh yeah, me too. It's like
Okay, so the
$22,000.
The aid agency is located in Albany. They get $35 last I checked. It could be more. $35 an hour to send aides into people's homes. The agency itself, its home state is Ohio, so headquarters are in Ohio, and they're all over the place. And then so you have all these administrative courts. Your headquarters is taking a piece of the pie. The agency, the local agency is taking a piece of the pie. So that $35 an hour comes out to $13.25 on their paycheck. That is too much administration.
Without a doubt. They make more money if they go to McDonald's or something like that. They pay $15 an hour. That's where
well,
the
right up the street from there is a McDonald's who pays $17
Right.
an hour.
What?
And
Where is that?
And Walmart that pays almost $20 an hour depending on what you do.
Dude, whoa. Slow down here. Slow down. Now, where is this $20 an hour McDonald's job that you were speaking about?
On the corner of Route 9W and Furbush Road.
They are making more money now.
And you take home free food as well.
I don't know about that. I never worked at McDonald's. I worked at Burger King when I was young.
I think I'm going to go applaud McDonald's right now.
Cheese shop isn't cutting it.
No, it's not. They fired me.
Oh, really?
Wait, no, they didn't fire me. It was amicable. Was it? Is that the right word?
Yep, right.
Amicable
Yeah.
breakup. I gave my 2 weeks notification. Then I found out that I actually needed to be employed to still be on the waiver or not
That's
waiver.
not the
not waiver.
Medicaid insurance.
No, the job coach or something. And so I went back the next week and told him I kind of made a mistake. Can I not quit? And
Too late.
yeah, it's too late.
Right.
I already felt like my job was basically a charity case. I mean, I did stuff there. I definitely did stuff, but I just don't think they had enough customers to need me at all. So I was basically going in there and
Fulfilling it.
That's your dream job. Why did you quit it?
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
looking
true.
pretty.
That's true. That's true. I didn't quit. They fired me again.
But you quit first.
I did quit first.
Only you.
You right-sized yourself.
Yeah. Thank you for listening to F It, I Have a Brain Injury. I'm Jesse, and this is Ken.
And I hope you all get something out of this podcast.
We would love to hear your stories too. See you next time.
See you next time.